right, welcome to lesson number 2. In this lesson, we're still going to be talking about slope, but we're going to be talking about slopes of 0 and what those lines look like, and what lines look like when they have a negative slope. So go ahead right now and make sure you have a piece of paper and a pencil, and number your paper from 1 to 4 with plenty of space to do a little bit of work in between. Our objective for this lesson is scholars will be knowledgeable as they use slope triangles to find slope of lines that have 0 slope and negative slope, using slope triangles while interacting with the mini lesson and independent practice. Okay, we're going to be using all of the same vocabulary words that we used for the first lesson. We're just going to be talking about lines that have a slope of 0 or slopes that are negative and what those lines look like. All right, let's hop into our first two problems. All right, we know that slope tells us how steep a line is, right? The steep, picture yourself standing on the left side of the line. Very steep would be a very sharp uphill climb. Not so steep would be a easy hill to climb. Well, what about a line that is flat, like this line? It is flat. Is that very steep? I would say no, right? That's just like walking in the hallways or walking on a sidewalk that's flat. Can you make a prediction using what you know about what the slope is of a line to make a prediction about what the slope is of a flat line? Think about that and try to come up with a prediction. Okay, let's talk about what this might be, all right? So normally we would draw a slope triangle and it would go up and over to hit the other side of the line. This line though, the vertical or the up and down doesn't have any change. So the vertical is 0 because it doesn't go up. There is 0 vertical change, right? From here to here, I didn't go up at all. And the horizontal or the side to side does change. How much did the points move over? 1, 2, 3, 4. Remember, slope is really just the ratio of the vertical, which is 0, compared to the horizontal, which is 4. But I know 0 divided by 4, 0 divided by anything just equals 0. And you're going to see that any line, no matter where it is, if it is flat, it's going to have a slope of 0, which means it doesn't go uphill, it doesn't go downhill, it is just flat. Okay, so let's take a look at this next one. As you can see, from the first dot to the second dot, the line does not go up at all. So the vertical change, the up and down change, is 0. It doesn't go uphill, it doesn't go downhill. It does have horizontal change. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The horizontal change is 7. And remember, slope is always the ratio of the vertical, which is 0, the up and down, compared to the horizontal. 0 over 7. But I know that that 0 divided by 7 is just 0. So anytime there is no vertical change, meaning the line is flat, you're going to end up with a slope of 0. Okay, let's take a look at negative slopes. So So far, you have found the slopes of lines that have positive slopes that look like these lines here on this graph, or what we just did, which was slopes of 0, which is a straight flat line. Can you predict what a line that has a negative slope would look like? So positives go uphill, 0 is flat, negative slopes go downhill. You can see the difference here. If I start all the way over to the left, right, and I go up the line, I'm going uphill here. If I start all the way on the left here, I go downhill. Downhill means negative slope. Okay, and there's a little tool here that I'm going to show you. So you can see this is a line that is changing and has different slopes, okay? So right now, if you look over here, the slope is 7, and it's changing, 6, right? The slope is getting smaller as we get to flat, and then it's 0, and now it goes downhill, and it's negative. So I'm going to let that play one more time. Right now the slope is positive, 5, slope is 4, 3, 2, 1, 0 flat, and now negative because it's going downhill. All right. So let's talk about how we can find the slope of a line that has negative slope. So let's go back here. Okay. So the first thing I want us to see here, and this is something you can do with any line, is if you start way over on the left side of the line, and just ask yourself, if I were to walk on this line, would I be going downhill or uphill? On both of these lines, if I start on the leftmost side of the line, I go downhill on both of them, right? So both of these are going to have negative slopes, okay? All right, but we're going to be doing the same strategy. So the same strategy with slope triangle. So we're going to create our slope triangle. So we're going to start on this left point, and we are going to go over until we are above the second point, right there. And here's why it's negative. We don't go up, we go down to the second point to create our slope triangle. Okay, so we went over 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we went over 4, and we went down 1. In order to go down, though, we need to represent that with a negative number. So that's not 1. 1 would be going up 1. We are going down 1. Okay? So remember, slope is always the vertical over the horizontal. So how much did this slope triangle go up or down? Well, we can see right here it went down 1, negative 1, okay? And it went over 4. So the slope is negative 1/4, okay? All right, I want you to try this next one on your own. You're going to start at this dot, move over until you get above the second one, and then go down that many, and try to figure out what that slope would be. Pay close attention to your negative because you're going down to get to the bottom. So go ahead and pause the video, give it a try, and when you're done, click play so you can check your answer. Okay, so we're going to start at our lefternmost point, and we're going to go over until we are above the other point. So that looks like right here. So we're going to stop there. Here. And then we have to head down to create our slope triangle. Okay. So how much did we go over? We went over 1, 2, 3, 4. And the vertical, or up or down, we went down. So we're going to represent that with a negative number. How many did it go down? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So negative 8. Okay. Remember, slope is the change in the vertical. So how much did it go up or down compared to how much did it go horizontally or side to side? All right. So how much did it go up or down? Well, it went down 8. So we're gonna use a negative sign to tell us that it went down 8. And it went over 4. So the slope is negative 8 over 4. All right. Go ahead into independent practice 2. Give that a try and then get your exit ticket started. Again, if you need any help, please come to tutoring or send me a message in Schoology.